Is Jesus the source of life? John chapter 1, verses 4 and 5. In him was life, and that life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not comprehend it. There was life in him. Life was the light of men. There was life in him. John reveals that Jesus is the one who created the world as the Logos, or the Word. Last time, we studied John chapter 1, verses 1 through 3. In Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, regarding creation, God formed man from dust and breathed the breath of life into him to give him life. The one who performed this very work is Jesus. God the Father created all things, including humanity, through God the Son. In particular, the one who breathed life into him is Jesus. Therefore, John proclaimed through his messengers that Jesus is the source of life and the giver of life. Jesus not only created the material world, but is also the one who breathes life into it. He breathed life force into all plants, animals, and all living, moving creatures. Man becomes a living soul. Here, living soul does not simply mean a living soul, but an immortal soul, that is, a soul that does not die. Indeed, when we say that a person dies, it means that this shell, the body, wears out and dies. However, the soul never dies. This is a very important message. Indeed, God is the one who creates eternal life, rather than the visible material world. And there is another meaning to the fact that he was life. It is that the new creation, or the renewal of humanity and restoration from the state of sin, is compared to the first creation. And just as the Logos is the source of life, he is the source of life and the one who recreates that life anew, the one who performs a new creation. And John emphasizes that calling Jesus life means he is the one who performs recreation, a new creation that brings the dead back to life. And there is another meaning to the fact that he was life. It is that the new creation, or the renewal of humanity and restoration from the state of sin, is compared to the first creation. And just as the Logos is the source of life, he is the source of life and the one who recreates that life anew, the one who performs a new creation. And John emphasizes that calling Jesus life means he is the one who performs recreation, a new creation that brings the dead back to life. John chapter 1 explains that Jesus is the creator and demonstrates that he is the source of life. The event that proves this is the raising of Lazarus, who had been dead for 4 days, in John chapter 11. Such an event is unprecedented. This raising of Lazarus became the direct cause of Jesus' crucifixion. Bethany is located about 2 kilometers from Jerusalem, so news of this event could spread to all Jews in an instant. Therefore, the Jewish elders and religious leaders decided to kill him out of fear that the entire Jewish population would focus on Jesus. Then, in John chapter 20, Jesus was executed on the cross and died. The event of his resurrection 3 days later proved that Jesus is the source of life and God. The most pivotal chapters of the Gospel of John are chapters 1, 11, and 20. John 5 verse 26 For just as the Father has life in himself, he has also granted life to the Son, that he may have it in him. John 6 verse 33 He is the one who gives life to the world. John 11 verse 25 I am the resurrection and the life. 1 John 5 verse 20 For this is the true God and eternal life. Also, 1 John 1 verses 1 to 2 concerning the word of life, which is from the beginning. We have heard it, we have seen it with our own eyes, we have looked upon it, and we have touched it with our own hands. Since this life has been revealed, we have seen this eternal life and testify to it, proclaiming it to you. He who was with the Father and was revealed to us. 1 John 5 verse 11. And this is the testimony, that God has given us eternal life, and that this life is in his Son. Colossians 3 verse 4. When Christ, who is our life, appears, then you also will appear with him in glory. The meaning is that he proclaims that he is the source or fountain of life and spiritual life.